It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say, it's a brand new day. Hey. Take a good day, make it great, okay? Cause if you got some lemons, make some lemonade. Yeah, it tastes so good.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Garden Diaries. We're so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're just so thankful that you are along this journey with us. If you haven't already, leave us a comment with a prayer request. We'd love to be praying for you, and like and share because that helps us grow. We're so happy. Thank you. Hey Meg.
Hi, good morning.
It's morning time. We normally don't record in the mornings because obviously I work and you work. This is like a anomaly.
Yeah.
Ooh, I used that word right. What kind of coffee are you drinking this morning?
I am drinking a pumpkin cream cold brew with a splash of oat milk. Yeah. I normally don't go to Starbucks much anymore because, I mean, my coffee's free.
Wonder why.
So, and I can hit it up all the time, but it was a nice change to have somebody else make my coffee.
Yeah.
What about you? What you drinking?
Mine's a little intense. Don't judge me for my Starbucks order. It is a venti mocha. We lined the cup with caramel, almond milk, triple shot, 5 caramel syrup pumps, and then caramel drizzle on top. So it's a lot of calories.
Hey, it's okay. Whatever gets you going in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. We have a special guest this morning.
We do. This person is super near and dear to my heart. Y'all have heard us talk on the podcast about adoption, and I've shared a little bit of my story about my son, Riker. But we actually have his biological aunt in the house.
Hi.
This is Kenzie Cummings.
Hello.
And
so nice
she's
to
the
be here.
cutest ever. And I love that we have this beautiful relationship and that the Lord brought us together with such an amazing story. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
So hi, I'm 18. I go to UWF. I don't know.
She's got the best hair.
What are you studying?
Whatever. It's all burnt and fried. I'm majoring in nursing.
Okay.
So I want to be a pediatric oncology nurse.
Awesome.
So that's my plan. I don't know. I'm scared, but I think it'll be fine. And hopefully get my master's once I've started all that. But that's a lot of money. So
Yeah.
we'll see if I'm doing that.
Do you want to stay here locally in Pensacola, or do you want to like branch out, you think?
So my plan is to travel for a few years and to like get some experience, but also to like get my, I guess, foundation just for like life and adulthood. And then I'll probably come back, and if I'm like burnt out or anything, I think I'm going to do aesthetic nursing. So like Botox and all that fun
This is
jazz.
going to be great for me.
I know, right? It's going to be great for me. I can't wait.
Selfishly, I'm excited.
No, yeah, I know. For me, I'm hoping this works out because I need some Botox.
You're beautiful.
I can't wait. All the sun damage I have to my face, I'm going to have to...
You do like to tan, so there's
Oh,
that.
I love it. You can't tell right now because I'm pasty white.
You are not. You are still
But
tan.
it's
You're tanner
October.
than me.
It's October. Catch me in like July.
So we like to start the podcast off with some like super fun, just warm up questions. And Meg's going to go first this time with her fun question. There's no right answer. It's just to get to know you and make you laugh.
Okay. Obviously, we're drinking coffee.
Yes.
Are you a coffee or a tea girl?
Coffee.
Okay.
For sure.
What's your go-to order?
Okay, so a lot of calories. Normally I'll get an iced blonde vanilla latte with vanilla sweet cream, which is like you're drinking milk basically, but I love it. I actually really don't like coffee taste, or I'll get like an energy tea.
Gotcha.
What tea is that today?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I know it's some like orange. There's some coconut in there. You're welcome to
from
try.
Bang?
It's Flyby.
Oh, Flyby.
Yes.
Oh, shout out to Flyby.
Shout out to Flyby. Here's your free promotion.
That's a cute sticker.
I know, right? They're so cute. They have like all their stickers, and I get one
Super cute.
every morning, and it's putting a damage into my bank account. But
Flyby, I'll do that to you. All right. So when you were a kid, what name did you give your favorite toy or stuffed animal?
oh goodness, I don't know. I don't really remember playing with stuffed animals or anything. Okay, fun fact, really embarrassing. I've been around boys all of my life. Like, I was a tomboy. At heart, I loved just doing everything the boys did.
Yeah.
So embarrassing. It's
Did
my
you have, like, a
deepest,
favorite monster
darkest
truck?
secret. No.
No?
I didn't really have anything like,
That you're attached to?
no, I don't remember anything. I was kind of just do whatever.
Did you have one?
Of course I did, Megan. Is that even a question?
I mean, I did too. So I'm
I
curious.
didn't have one.
So when
I still have mine.
I still have mine too. And actually, I still slept with mine until Mike and I got married.
Okay.
So I had this whale that I had gotten at SeaWorld in California. And I was really excited. It's like a little tiny whale. I just called him Whaley. Like Whaley was his name. And it was a killer whale. And I remember when we were at SeaWorld, my mom was like, okay, give me the whale while you go to the bathroom. Like, we don't want anything to happen to Whaley. Well, I dropped Whaley in the toilet at SeaWorld.
Oh, no.
And my mom had to go with like it in a bag and go like, we dropped this in the toilet. Like, and it wasn't like clean water. It was after I'd gone to the bathroom. She's like, can we get a new one of these? And so the nice gentleman at the souvenir shop, because, you know, it was probably a $30 whale, was like, yeah, we'll swap it out. So Whaley, and it went through batteredness because it was sewn up in the belly because it was so like, I slept with it every night. And then I had this little rattle on the end of its tail and I called it Squeaky. So I had Whale and Squeaky, and that's what I slept with.
Gotcha. I had a bear.
You did?
Named Patches, because he was like a quilt bear. But he lost a leg.
Why did they get so distraught?
I don't know. But Addie still sleeps with it now. Like but it's just one leg with the stuffing coming because I never sewed it. And eventually it'll just be a flat bear, but it's fine.
So I have two types of kids. I have Kinsley, who doesn't really sleep with anything. Like, she'll sleep with like the newest thing that she got. And then I have Addison that has 4 main stuffed animals that she has to sleep with.
Oh, gosh.
It's a teddy bear. It's called Black Bear. There's Frog and Goat. And she sleeps with all 4, and they all have a specific order that she puts on her like chest when she goes to sleep. And like you have to hand them to her when she's laying down. You have to place them in the correct order. Like
love that.
that is such a Mike thing. With like the methodicalness of it, like everyone
OCD.
has a spot. Like bear can't be over here. And then Kinsley's like, meh, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll just go to sleep.
That actually just unlocked something. Your Whaley. I had this like stuffed doll. I don't know, and it was from SeaWorld. I remember being attached to that for a little while. My mom always told me that for a little while I always wore Dora's Crocs to sleep.
Dora
Crocs.
Oh, okay.
So
I could see you in some Dora Crocs.
I guess she said
gonna
I
need to bring those
literally
back.
I know I
She
wore
was
them
doing some
everyone.
exploring in her dreams, okay?
Yeah.
So you just needed
wore them to
have the
sleep,
right
wore them to
footwear.
the bath. Just I had this connection with those Dora Crocs. I don't remember them,
I'm
but
sure your mom loved that.
oh, absolutely.
Dirty shoes
She
in
had a
your bed. She
blast.
probably loved that.
She loved it.
Oh, that's funny. All right, my next question. What's your favorite restaurant and what do you like to eat there?
So, restaurant? Are we talking like
It can be fast food or sit down.
I really like Mexican or Wingstop.
I thought you were going to say Cane's.
Okay, here's this thing. Me and my friends always go to Cane's, and it's in Mobile, so it's like an hour away. It's really good.
I love
That's what I thought you were going to say.
But it's not like something, I don't know. I like driving. So like going like on a road trip, that's my thing, a little hour road trip. But I love Mexican. So toucans, anything like that.
Okay.
But
That's your favorite Mexican restaurant, right?
I think so. But what's y'all's? Because I don't know.
Oh.
We're talking favorite Mexican?
Or
Not
favorite
the sketchy
restaurant.
taco.
Oh, man. My favorite
You're welcome.
restaurant? Come back. You first.
My favorite restaurant is, I really like Jocko's.
Oh, yeah.
On Palafox. I think it's just like a sweet little, I love the atmosphere.
It's so pretty.
I think the food is always good and fresh. Mike's super not a fan. He doesn't hate it, but like he doesn't love it. And then I would say my second one is Melting Pot.
I've never been there.
What?
No.
So good.
I want to.
It's all right.
I've heard it's like okay.
I love the chocolate. Like,
Yeah.
That's where it would get me.
I like the cheese. I do.
I didn't like the cheese we got the last time.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We got the cheddar. The cheddar was good.
It just had a weird something in it.
Yeah.
I think like right now, if I could pick a restaurant to go to like and eat, I would do Jim and Nick's.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
I like Sonny's more.
Oh no.
I like Smokies.
Okay, well, y'all can stay on. I will enjoy my Jim and Nick. I just love their rib. They have really good ribs, which it's hard to find a place with ribs that aren't super dried out.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And theirs is always like, bless your soul. And then they have this little like cheddar cheese little biscuit thing.
Those are
muffin
good.
things.
Those
They're
are
really
good.
But that's just like right now. Mine changes though. Like
Yeah.
Mine too.
I go through restaurant seasons and where it's like I crave something and I crave it for like weeks and then it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Move on. So
Except for like Cracker Barrel. I feel like I eat Cracker Barrel for the rest of my life.
Really?
Would be good.
I just
Yeah.
feel
never
like they've
go
gone
there.
downhill.
Well, their biscuits, we went on Wednesday, their biscuits were not the same. I was
Really?
like, did y'all change your recipe or something?
I used to get their like country boy breakfast thing and the last time I got it, I was like, what is this?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the best anymore, but it used to be really good.
Yeah, it used to be a comforting restaurant for me. I used to love it though.
I like their dumplings.
Now I want to go. I never go there.
Really? You need to go to
My
Cracker Barrel.
parents don't really like it,
No.
so I fall under them, and I want to go there now.
You should.
I like a good breakfast place. Oh my gosh, Hardee's biscuits
Yes.
and gravy.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had it.
Oh my goodness,
grew
I
up
was
on
such a
Hardee's.
hater.
Well,
Really?
in my town growing up, super, super tiny town, we had a Hardee's. And that's all we had. So like I grew up on
delish.
there. Like so when I moved down here and I was like some of my friends, I was
Yeah.
like, hey, let's go to Hardee's. They're like, what? I've never been to Hardee's. I'm like, well, we're going.
We had Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
and they have like a Mexican twist to the Carl's Jr.
Ooh.
So they have green burritos in California, and then they have fried zucchinis.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, so good.
Oh, I don't like
so
zucchini. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't like anything apparently.
crisscross fries too at Carl's Jr. when I was growing up. So when we came here, and I was like, I've never seen Hardee's, but I've always seen the commercial because it's like Carl's or Hardee's. And I'm like, what's Hardee's? You know, we came here and I was very disappointed because they did not have crisscross fries and they did not have green burritos.
Well, you should try their biscuits. Because they put
Yes.
like almost like they're super buttery.
Yes.
Like, and they're really, really good. But you got to get them like when they're fresh
Yes.
and eat it like
Tomorrow morning,
All right.
you and Mr. Mike, y'all just go and treat yourself to some Hardee's.
All right. I will.
and watch her be like, I hated it.
I know. She's like, this is disgusting.
What item do you hope will be obsolete in 20 years?
Obsolete. Break that one down to me.
Like not existing. Like we won't need it anymore. You don't like it. You want it to go away.
What did you say would be obsolete?
In 20 years, she has to choose something that she would want to be
My headphones went up for a
obsolete.
second.
I don't know.
Something you hate.
I'm trying to think.
Mine's skinny jeans.
Oh, mine's low rise.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Low rise jeans.
Yes.
They make me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And they're
it's-
coming back right
I
now.
know. They're coming back. I was in the store with my best friend and like, she was like, oh my gosh, I love low rise jeans. Like, they're coming back. And I'm like, no. My high rise just make me feel so secure.
Yeah.
Just
They give me a
perfect.
little hug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't like skinny jeans?
I do like skinny jeans, but not really much anymore. Not that I'm a mom.
I don't like
Not after my body has gone through what it's gone
that's
through.
what I feel more comfortable in.
Skinny jeans,
Yes,
really?
because I can't do wide leg. I feel like it makes me look like a box.
Do you like high rise?
It has to be like mid. I don't like super high. I don't like.
I want them to go all the way up.
No.
Boo boo.
Then I feel like I'm constricted and it's like
Oh, I
claustrophobic.
love that.
I'm like I can't.
It's
breathe.
like
love
it's
it.
hugging me.
Yeah.
yeah.
holding me
I
all
like
day
real
long.
hugs, not pant hugs.
I'm trying to think of something else. What? Give me yours.
Oh goodness,
I don't know.
what's gonna be obsolete in 20 years? I think there's gonna be a lot of obsolete things. In
I
20
think
years
Kia
for me.
Souls. I think they need to go away. I feel like they're so hated on. They're so hated on. I just want to put them out of their misery. Like
They are a little struggle bus of a
they're
car.
so hated on. Like
I just see the hamsters in the commercial in the car, and it makes me so happy. That commercial like is legit my favorite commercial, but I understand what you're saying. Like They are miserable.
Yeah. Or those cyber trucks. They're the ugliest things
See, you're with
ever.
Mike. I like them. I think they're cool.
I think they're ugly too.
I think they're so ugly. It's just like a box of metal.
that's what all of our cars are probably going to look like in 20 years.
I know, and I
But
don't want
it's
them
not
to.
creative. Like they don't have any like it's
Inside
just,
is creative.
Well, I don't get to see the inside.
Well,
Like it doesn't have character. They're just boring.
all right. Your turn.
I just did mine.
What was yours? Mine was obsolete.
Oh, obsolete. Sorry, my bad. I thought we were.
Whoa.
I'm still on Hardee's. All right. What's a trend that you think shouldn't be a trend?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because there is a lot out there.
Goodness, I don't know. I need y'all's like inspiration to get my
What was the question
gears
again?
rolling.
What's a trend that you don't think should be a trend? That should go to the trend grave.
Low-rise jeans.
Something besides jeans.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, the fake freckles.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I hated my freckles growing up my entire life, and I covered them with makeup because people used to make fun of me. And now people are putting freckles on their face when they used to make fun of mine. Like, I'm offended.
You know what I've seen like trending coming back is like the ankle length jean skirts.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't understand why that's a trend.
I liked the mini skirts. I could get
Oh,
on
I
the
don't.
bag. What
I don't like the jean
But
mini
like
skirts. No.
or the
to
jean, the ones
to
that you're
ankle,
talking about.
Like I was in like it was like it was American Eagle or something like that, and I was like, why is this here?
I know.
And I was like,
Like a
it's
potato sack.
well, I like
Yeah, like a potato sack.
well, I grew like a lot of people I knew wore those growing up, and all I hear is like I'm walking. And I'm like,
One more time for the audience.
like that's what you're when you hit the
Yeah.
I just no.
Yeah.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm trying to
I think of like
trends.
people of the fields in those. Like farmers wearing those.
I thought you meant like children of the corn. It's like people that feel.
The farmers wear those long skirts.
The farmers or their wives?
Their wives.
Anyways,
Back to Kenzie.
A trend. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if I want to say this one because I don't want to offend people.
It's fine.
I just
We do that.
bash
Okay.
people who wore ankle length jean
So
skirts.
I think the crazy eyelashes have got to go. Like the thick, like the
The fake ones.
fake
super
ones.
crazy ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Because like
You
I
have
don't
natural,
know.
beautiful
You can't
ones.
even see your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hurt anyone's feelings, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Get Grande Lash. I'm sorry.
Well, you have beautiful natural eyelashes.
You do. I've always admired yours.
No, I think yours are just as long.
Oh my goodness, no.
Yours are long.
Yours are
way longer.
Yours are like longer than both of ours combined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I use the Roden & Fields Lash Boost for anyone who's wondering.
I'm
And
wondering, so.
that,
Take notes.
and
Yeah,
then I just
Anita.
use like drug mascara. Like it's not something cray-cray. It's
What'd
that
you say?
stuff. Roden &
No,
Fields
it's what mascara?
drugstore.
Oh,
Drug
I
mascara.
thought you said it's drugged.
I did. Drugstore, like from CVS or Walmart. Like I don't spend a lot of money on mascara. I spend
Yeah.
my money on that lash boost, but it lasts me like 6 months. So like it's $100, $110. Michael probably say it's like $150. But it's $110 and it lasts me 6 months.
Okay.
And I just put it on at night and it grows your natural eyelashes.
Does it work on eyebrows?
I haven't tried. I have not tried. I will try a little spot and let you know. Let me know.
I know
I, like,
Grande
start
Lash
growing
has
up
a.
Like an eyebrow
Eyebrow
See,
serum.
I need to grow my eyebrows.
Things are just so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I need new lash serum, but
Ain't got
I
no
just,
money.
it's so expensive. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. But for food, you'll always
Yeah.
see me spending some money on
Food is a
food.
necessity. Food
Exactly.
isn't, yeah.
Exactly. You can't live without it.
All right.
Do you have the last question?
Yeah, I got mine. And then you got yours, right?
No, I already did mine. It was
Okay.
3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What celebrity do you think you look like? Who's your doppelganger?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I've never been told I look like someone.
Jessica Alba.
I don't know who that is.
I could see that.
Yeah. She'll pull a picture up. That's like a young, just not now. She's old now. Sorry, Jessica Alba.
I look like an old.
No. Like her young on Seventh Heaven days. Which Kenzie has no idea what I'm talking about right now.
Here's her young pictures.
That's not. No.
That's what I said. Look.
No, not that one.
Recently,
only
someone
one.
told
The
me.
Seventh Heaven one.
Oh. Hold on. That's not.
No? Hold on.
Recently, I was told I look like someone from The
mean
Secret
Jessica
Lives
Biel?
of Mormon Wives.
Oh, awesome.
But I was like, I don't think I look like any of them. But it was also from like a guy.
Oh, it's Jessica Biel.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh. Hold on, I have to press in young.
Okay, here.
There you go. Young her. That's who you look like.
I don't know. I can't compare people. Like, I'm so bad at that.
That's who I think you look like.
Well, thank you. She's
Yeah.
pretty.
Who do you think you look like, Meg?
Oh, I don't think I look like anybody.
God just made you exactly.
I look like Megan. That's what I look like.
You're the original.
Yeah, the OG.
Someone's going to look like you.
My daughter.
Ooh. Yes. Copy paste.
The
You do have a
blonde,
young.
blue-eyed version of me.
She is your little mini.
In more ways than just looks.
Back in the day when I had blonde hair, people said I looked like a young Hillary Duff.
Yes, I have always thought that.
Who is that?
Hillary Duff?
I'm so uncultured.
What was she?
Well, you're young.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't remember what she played on.
what's that show? Lizzie McGuire.
Yes, thank you. I almost said Zoe 101, but that's a different person.
But when I had blonde hair when I was younger,
Oh, yes, in the face. I think so.
but as people used to call me that at school, Hillary Duff. When I had my blonde hair.
I'm going to start calling you Hillary.
Okay. That's a really bad name. I don't like that name. There's someone really bad that has that name that I do not like. Okay, so we've had our fun, and we put you in the hot seat of cool questions. Now we just wanted to get to know you a little bit more. I don't want to share the whole story. I want you to be able to share some of the story, but
Yes, ma'am.
I've shared a little bit about how we got our son. But let's go back before that. Let's go back to like in the midst of maybe Kyra and kind of where you started to kind of turn your path and like come to God, but also I feel like you can fill in some blanks
Yes.
of the story
Yes, ma'am.
since I haven't been around as long as you have, but I'll let you take the floor.
Okay. So, I had a sister, Kyra, and she is 7 years older than me. So, we always I was always the annoying little sister, and she was always older. Let's see, I'm trying to think where I could. For most of my life, she wasn't always there just because she made some poor decisions and she would just do things she shouldn't be doing. And so it was just kind of like I saw her sometimes, I didn't see her sometimes. But I think up until she went into high school, I was like, she was living with us. Like I saw her and everything. I was able to learn so much, like, from her just to see a lot of the things I shouldn't do. And she did teach me that, like, whether she wanted to teach me that or not, I was able to, like, just gather some things. But when she was there, she truly was the best sister, like, when she was with us and when she was, like, at home. So with my faith, I was baptized, I believe in 2014, at one of the churches that my family has gone to. My family's never like gone to church or like been like a consistent member in a church. So I went to one that they were like raised in, and I was there for a little while. And during that time, my sister was kind of off. She got into addiction and she got into just worldly, just terrible things. And she, in 2018, she became pregnant with my nephew, Caden, the biggest blessing ever. Like, I couldn't, along with Riker, like, I couldn't imagine my life without either one of them. So with him, we thought that she would maybe, like, turn her life around and kind of just, I guess, like, do it for him, kind of. But unfortunately, she fell back into her ways and the ways of the world and just fell back into the awful things. And so during that time, I never really saw her. I would always just worry, like, me and my family, wondering, like, where she's at, what's happening. Like, you'd see on the news, like, someone's found. You know what I mean? Like, a body's and you're like, oh my goodness, is that Kyra? Thankfully, it never was. But, so during that time, just even up until Riker was born, really, I think she was around for Caden, I want to say for a few months. And then she just unfortunately, like, got back into the path. And really, like, we were raised the exact same. Like, my parents have always guided us in the right direction, have always instilled, like, good morals, and but you just choose.
Yeah.
Like, it's a choice, like, what you want to do in life, where your priorities stand. And I know addiction is just so hard. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever known anyone with addiction, but it really is.
It's a chemical imbalance.
It's so, like, and then especially trying to love someone, like, through addiction, it's draining. Like, my mom, she went through so much, like, so strong. But, so I think Riker was born in 21.
No, 21. Yep.
21.
Yep.
2021.
22. Sorry.
Wait.
I said 17 because that was.
Wait, was it
Kinsley.
22 or 20?
It was 22.
It was 22. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, it was 2022. Really just from when Caden was born in 2018 to 2022, like, it was just worrying. Like, there was nothing
She
that
wasn't
was
home with y'all.
No, we don't really know where she was, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We never really saw her. I finally, because my parents never really let me, like, have her on social media before Caden was born, which rightfully so. Like, I didn't need to see anything that was going on. But I was able to have contact with her through Facebook in 2018 and then continuing on. And I would just get sporadic, like, hey, I love you. Hey. And then it would, like, be ghost. And I guess as a child, that's hard.
Yeah.
Just because as a sister, I don't know if y'all have siblings, but, like, you're just, I don't know. I've never really had, like, a sibling, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, up until Riker was born, we didn't really know anything. Like, we would just get sporadic, like, I love you, or, like, a long thing of, I miss you, like, whatever. I've never blamed her, just because, I don't know, addiction is hard.
It is.
Like, it's hard. Like, I always try to preach that, like, it's hard.
Right.
Like, it's just a cycle that's so difficult to break.
It is.
And so during that time, I don't think I wasn't really involved in church or anything. I would sometimes go on Wednesday nights to another church, and so up until 2022, during that, or I guess 2021 December, my mom's birthday is on Christmas. Bless her.
I know.
I feel so bad for her. Like, can't have the day to yourself. But my sister, no matter what, she would always text, like, on our birthdays, on Mother's Day, like, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of that. Well, Thanksgiving, we didn't get anything. Christmas, we didn't get anything. My mom's birthday, she wouldn't ever miss my mom's birthday. Like, I don't know. That was one thing that she was good at. She didn't miss. But we didn't get anything. So then we're just getting worried.
Yeah.
Like,
Is she
just
alive? Yeah.
exactly. Just like, it's so, like, being in that position, it's draining. It really is. Like,
Well, you worry nonstop.
oh, constant. Like, my mom, oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine, like, being a mother and you're just like, where is my child? I can't get a hold of her for, like, years.
Yeah.
Like, forever. And so then we were out of town. I was messaging her on Facebook, like, hello, Kyra, like, what's going on? Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I have to go backtrack.
Okay.
We found out she was pregnant
Okay.
during 2021. We found out she was pregnant. We're like, what in the world, Kyra? Like, what is happening? So, and we just didn't know what was going to happen. She had no prenatal care. We just didn't know. Like,
Did she have prenatal care with Caden?
yes.
Okay.
So because she was in contact with all of us, my mom's best friend, like, helped her so much as well. And we, like, she had a lot of people rally around her for Caden. But that's also because she let them.
Right.
So Riker, like, so she was pregnant and we found out, and then it was just ghost. Like, and we knew, like, in December, we're like, this girl's, she's about to pop. Like,
Yeah.
she's going to have him soon. Or we didn't know if it was a boy or girl, but she's going to have this baby soon. So January, I believe the 5th, my family and I, we went to Huntsville, Alabama on a trip with some friends. And on the way there, January 7th, because that's when Riker was born. On the way there, we get a call from the hospital, and my sister's in labor. And we're in Alabama, like, we're up north in Alabama. We can't really do anything. So we're up there, and she's had him. She went through her placenta bursted, I guess, and then she had to get a blood transfusion, and then she had to get a C-section, and then just traumatic experience, I'm sure, for her. So I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh. Wait, I feel like there's something I'm missing. There's something, like, I'm missing that I need to go back to. Oh, okay. I don't know if y'all can, like, include, like, fix this editing one.
No, you're
Okay.
good. You're
Anyways, so
It's like memorize. It's like remembering. And
yes, like, I have to memorize it all. But during this time, before we got that call, me, my mom, and my mom's best friend, literally FBI. Like, you would think I'm in class, like, I'm in history, and I'm, like, looking at these, like, random people's Facebook trying to figure out where she was. Like, we're getting these, like, hints from everyone and, like, tips, and we're just figuring out who she was with. Like, we found out who she was with, where she was. Like, we were crazy. You'd think we were stalkers. But so anyways, we went on that trip, and we were up there, and we got the call that she was, she had the baby. And during this time was the worst of her addiction. Just awful. Like, literally everything, like, you could imagine was in her system. Like, just the worst ever. She just wasn't in the right mind. She didn't want anything to do with having a child. She was just so, no, basically. And so the 7th, and then I guess the 8th of January, we're still just checking in, just seeing how she's doing. I believe, no, that wasn't the day. So then it's just a normal day on the 8th, and then January 9th, one of my mom's best friends that helped her with Caden, she went up to the hospital either the 8th or the 9th and just visited her and checked on her and everything. And she was doing Kyra. She had an attitude, of course, like always. But she was fine. And then January 9th, we're coming back from Huntsville, which is so crazy because we came back during afternoonish, and I wanted to stay so badly, like later, because our friends were there, and I wanted to stay later, and we were going to stay later, but then we were like, we need to go home. Like, I had school the next day. So we come home, and I get home, and I remember I was in the shower, and okay, this is weird. I prayed in the shower. I don't know. I always prayed about my sister. Like, God, just make sure she's safe. Like, I always had this prayer that I would say every night. So in the shower, I get out, and I hear my mom, like, sobbing, like, screaming. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
And oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. You have me crying over here too.
So I hear my mom sobbing. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I knew it was something to do with my sister. I was like, what's going on? And she was like, hurry, get ready, get dressed. So I go in my room and I like get dressed really quick, and my mom's like, Kyra's gotten into cardiac arrest. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, what's happening? So my dad's driving. My mom's in the passenger seat. I'm in the back. And we go to the local hospital, and just on the way there, I'm like praying, like, this can't be real. Like, no. So anyways, oh my gosh, I meant to not cry.
I'm sure Mike's crying over there too.
So, and I remember texting one of our family friends. He was our youth pastor at the church I went to. I was just texting him. I was like, please, like, pray for my sister. Like, it's not good right now. So, we walk into labor and delivery, and there was just nothing that they could do. And she had passed away. And I just remember, like, why? Like, just being so, like, angry. I have never really questioned God, but during that time, I was like, why? Like, why couldn't she? I just didn't understand. Like, and during that time, my faith just wasn't strong at all. Like, I'd gotten very disconnected from my church, and I don't know. I just wasn't. I don't know. So I just was so angry, and they told us that she had like a pulmonary embolism, which is just like a blood clot, really.
Yeah.
So and it was just so strange. Like, you told us that everyone, because you knew someone, correct, that was in labor delivery.
Yeah.
Like, it was just the topic of the
town.
hospital.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh my gosh, someone passed away in labor and delivery. And from like what we've kind of dug up and like found out, like, so I don't know, do you want me to talk about this? I don't really know about that.
Is it whatever you want to share? If
Okay,
you're comfortable sharing it, or
So I went through like her record, or like her hospital visit or whatever, the paperwork, and her pain just went from like a level 8 to like all of a sudden level 3 in like 30 minutes. We're like, what in the world? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
yeah,
So it was just such a weird dynamic. But I remember going home that night, and I slept with my parents, and I've never, ever, ever felt this, like, ever. And it was so, I don't know, people always are like, I want to wake up from this dream. Like, I've never felt that way until I went to sleep that night, and I woke up and I was like, oh, that's a dream. I was like, no, it's not. Like, that was such a hard a hard feeling. But we are very thankful. That is not how. Okay, so at some point with addiction and someone you just know, like, at some point you're just like, it's about like
You're gonna lose them, or they're gonna turn their life around.
Exactly. And we kind of were just like, it's
inevitable.
It's just gonna happen. Like, and we always thought that it would be just a terrible, like, she's somewhere where she shouldn't be and nobody's taking care of her. And we're just so thankful. And I truly believe that, like, God had his hand in this for her to be surrounded by all the care that she could have gotten. And I believe that that's just where she was supposed to be. And I believe, like, Riker, like, that boy has my heart. I love him. But so the 9th, she had passed away. We didn't know anything about the baby. I think it was like the 10th is when we found out. The next day is when we found out that it was a boy. So then he went to one of our family members. I don't remember what day. And I don't really remember the full what even happened, like how they got in contact or anything. But so he went there, and then he Miss Melissa Penn, I contacted my mom and was like, I believe, or the family member that he was with, I don't really know. And was like, we know someone that, like, would love to adopt a baby boy. Like, they've been praying to adopt a baby boy. And we were like, okay, like, well, I mean, all right. So then he went to be with Melissa and Rusty. And during that time, I think we were just waiting to meet you guys. And then we met y'all, and it was just like, we were like, wow. I remember us leaving just being like, that's the best, like, option, or like the best thing that we, like, could have happened. And I believe Miss Brianna, or she said that you guys had prayed. The prayer request was either January 7th or the right January 7th. And that's the day he was born. And, like, to me, that's just God. Like, like, if you just don't believe in God, I feel like it's right there. Like, only God could make that happen. And do you want to take over from there? I know it's terrible, like, but
wow, yeah.
I remember just being so relieved.
I remember meeting y'all. Sorry. Oh, pull yourself together, Brittany. I remember, like, Mike and I had prayed about this, and we were really getting deep into, like, adoption. A door had shut, and I had asked Bree to pray about it, and I said, like, this is something we're called into, and we just need a yes from the Lord. And I remember meeting you guys, and I knew from, like, the moment that I held that little boy that he was mine. And why am I so
I'm trying to hold it over together for you.
But to your point, like, I heard all the things that he endured with your sister and the struggles that she had, and we had no idea what we were walking in. I didn't know the ramifications, the lifelong disabilities, and we didn't care. Like, we didn't care. And there were so many things that came up in the beginning of his life. Like, they said he had a hole in his heart. We took him to the cardiologist. The cardiologist said, there's no hole. His heart is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, the Lord protected him so much. And to your point, like, if you don't believe in God, like, Riker's story and your sister's story is a testament of God's love and mercy. And she made some bad decisions, but she chose life.
Yeah.
She chose life. And I'm so thankful for that. And I know you are, and your mom is. And going back to what you said about addiction, I don't think there's anyone in their life that isn't touched by addiction in some way or another. It's so prominent. This world is hard, and when you're in the throes of addiction like that, you're not your own person anymore. No. It's taken over your mind. It's taken over your body. And your sister fought a very long battle. But her love and who she is lives on in your family and through her little boys. And I look at him all the time, and I see her in him. And one thing that Mike and I always vowed to do was to tell his story and to honor your sister. And you know, she chose to have him. I could have made a different decision. And he will forever know who his mom is. Yeah. And she struggled, but she loved hard and deep. And I look back at everything, and it's amazing how God works, because our families were connected even before this happened. Like, we know the same people, we hang out at the same places. There's so many people that are in common that I look back and, you know, people say things happen by chance, and I can tell you that is not chance. No. That is the Lord working in every bit of the story. And one thing I'm very thankful for is that y'all are around and want to be around, and that he gets to grow up with his biological family, and he gets to spend time with y'all. That is so important to me, that he has a good relationship with y'all. But can you take over? Like, collect my
one thing like we like to do is if you were sitting by somebody going through something very similar to what you've endured, is there any advice? So let's say there's somebody out there who has a family member struggling with addiction. Is there anything that the Lord has taught you, whether it's scripture or just a piece of advice that you can pass on to somebody who might be going through the thick of what you've been through?
Yes. So I've never been the most understanding. Like, I'm just like, why? Like, Kyra, come on, it's not that hard. And I get it from my dad. We're both just like
black and white.
Literally. But I have truly been taught, like, be patient and try not to have so much anger. And I know how hard it is when someone's going through addiction, and I had so much anger towards her. Like, I truly did. 'Cause I was just like, you were supposed to be my sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you chose drugs over, or addiction over literally everything. Like, but for me, if I were to give advice, I would just say, like, love and love hard. Even if I know it's so hard when you're so angry at that person, because you don't understand until you're the addict, really. Loving an addict is hard. It's so hard, and it's so draining. But all you can do is pray. And all you can do is show them love and show them that I'm here, and, like, you always have someone. Because if they're so far gone, then they're just going to think, like, doesn't matter anyways. Like, I don't have anyone to go back to anyways. But, and I think that my mom instilled that in me. She, no matter what, she was there for my sister. Like, if my sister put her through goodness, just everything like you could imagine. And my mom just always was there and was always just like, she was there, like she was her mama bear. And I would just say to love hard and to pray about it and to get into the word about it, because I never really got into the word about it until afterwards. And I always prayed about it, but I just never really sought after the Lord for answers and for clarity until afterwards. I would just say love and love hard and pray. We're called to love. Like, we're called, like, I just think that you should love and try to be patient and give them grace, because God gives us grace.
Right.
It's that agape love.
Yeah.
That unconditional love.
Yes.
And something like you were talking about how your mom loved her despite everything. And that's a mirroring of how the Lord loves us. Like, we put the Lord through so much. Like, we constantly sin. We constantly fail him. But he's like, arms wide open.
Absolutely.
I'm going to love you through it. I'm here. And he meets us in the midst. And so that's like such a beautiful depiction of how your mom loved your sister, and how we should love people, especially addiction, because it is something that's consuming.
Yeah.
And that, but the beautiful truth is that we serve a God who is stronger than addiction.
Exactly.
And there is hope.
Well, you're never too far gone.
Right.
And I think that that's something that someone in the midst of addiction, their lies, the devil feeds them, is there's no hope. You're too far gone. And I want to tell someone, if they're struggling today with a family member or someone who maybe is struggling with addiction and maybe they're struggling silently, that you're not too far gone for God. And he can always pick you right up. And he wants you to run into his arms. He is the Father, and he will always love you. I want to piggyback off what you said. Your mom is incredible.
Strongest woman I know.
Yes. Like incredible. And I love her fiercely. Like, the amount of love that I have for your family, and I wasn't born into your family. We were connected by God.
Yes.
But the amount of love I have for your family and the admiration I have is just, it's beyond words. And we were talking earlier in the car, the love that oozes out of that boy.
Like no other. His love attacks.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's amazing to me that God, like, he was not done with Riker. Like, he had so much more for him. And like the Lord, I'm in awe of him as a kid, as who he is, and what the Lord's going to do with him and his story, and how he's going to use him. And like, it's an honor to be able to be beside him. Like, truly an honor.
And he just doesn't even know.
He doesn't.
He gives the best hugs.
He does.
Oh my gosh. And he squeezes you so tight.
I always
Love
talk
him.
about, like, when moments happen, I call them God hugs. And when that boy hugs me, I just, like,
It's Jesus.
it's like, yes, because it's a different kind of, like, it's just, it's like, it's peaceful. Like, it's just,
He's so-
and I look forward to Wednesday nights at church.
I know, right?
And he'll come running, and it's just like, and I barely, I'm not like you guys. Like, you know, you are tied deeply. I just know him from my relationship with church, and he's such a precious boy to me. And like you said, like, I'm excited, and I'm just on the sidelines.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like, I just get the honor of being able to facilitate watching him grow up, like, and being his mom. And
He just doesn't even know. The love attacks, he has the biggest crush on my best friend. Like, biggest crush ever. He gets the zoomies when he sees her. He, like, does these love attacks and, like, squeezes her face and, like, squeezes her and, like, kisses her and shies. And, like, I'm like, oh, my gosh, you are going to be a little heartbreaker.
yeah, I think what's
But-
also really cool about his story and, like, the redemption in it is he went from fatherless to having God the Father in his life, but having the best dad in the in the entire world. Like, there's sorry, Megan, but like, Mike takes the cake of all dads. But he also has a grandpa, which he calls Grumpy, by the way.
Because he's
that he loves. He talks about Grumpy all the time. I told Kenzie in the
They're
car
like
today,
best friends.
I'm like, he doesn't really talk about Grandma, but he talks about Grumpy a lot. He goes, Grumpy's house. I want to go to Grumpy's house.
That's his boy.
Yeah.
Him and
like,
Grumpy they're best friends.
And it's so cool to see like the godly men that have been put in his life to raise him and love him and guide him. And it's just such a redemption story of God's love and his mercies and his grace. And just if you're listening to this and you ever doubted God, I hope that story showed you that he is real and he is alive and he is all around you and he loves you and he is working in the background even when you don't know. And sometimes you may not see the pieces that are being put together in the background, but he's never left you and he never will leave you.
That's good.
I back to earlier, I don't remember what we were talking about, but both of her sons, there was a plan to have an abortion for both of them. Thankfully, nothing just ever lined up. And me and my mom and I, we talk about this quite often. Like, could you imagine not having those boys in our lives? Like, it would just be so different. Like, it truly would. But, and I think the fact that nothing ever worked out for that situation to happen, and I just believe God, like,
Absolutely.
it just all ties back to like his purpose and his plan. And we're so grateful for both of their families. Kaden has the absolute sweetest, best mom ever, and best grandma, and just an amazing family. And Riker, of course, has the best family ever. But I just truly believe like God, like, just really facilitated all of this. And that is like where I've kind of grown my faith, is just through this experience. Even though my sister never really overcame addiction, I believe that God's purpose was far greater. And now we have two amazing boys in our lives that just have no idea how great their story is. Like, just they have such an incredible story, and I'm so excited to see them just grow. And I love those boys. It's basically what I'm getting at. I'm obsessed with him. But Riker, oh, that boy, such a blessing. I love him.
It's good. I'm speechless right now because I'm still trying to collect my face.
I think I actually talked about this verse on the previous podcast, but I feel like it really goes hand in hand with this one too. John 10:10, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. And then it also talks about how he's the good shepherd. I think the devil uses things like addiction to destroy lives, to steal joy, to steal relationships with people. But I love that it doesn't just leave it there. It tells us that, but we have Jesus and he gives us life. And we see how, Riker had a chance at, a new life that has all like changed so much for good. And I am just so thankful that we have that promise that although the devil tries to do all the things he can to cause us to stumble, to cause us to shy away from a relationship with the Lord, but we're met with a Savior who can overcome anything, is stronger than anything, and he gives us that hope that we have Jesus. And so
good. Our life verse for our family is Jeremiah 1:5. I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. And we speak that over our family because even the girls will tell you, like, there was a missing piece of our family until Riker entered our family, and it has completed our family. And the Lord knew that before all of us did, before all the questions and the uncertainty of his life. Like, the Lord was never uncertain. He had already planned it. He already knew. And like, I don't think I've spoke about this, but like with the adoption, everything happened so fast and so
quickly.
easy.
Yes.
And the only testament to that is that the Lord's hands were all over it. Like, normally it takes months and months and months and months. And we had custody of him by the end of January. So he was with us. And then by July, he was officially ours.
Yeah.
Like, that's so quick, 7 months. Like, that's unheard of when it comes to adoptions.
Yeah.
Like, there's usually red tape and things that you have to do. And not only that, but like financially, like we were granted, my work helped out. Like, the Lord just, there was deposits in our account that Mike and I looked at each other like, where did this come from? Like, the Lord faithfully just provided for us to be able to step into it, because it is a financial decision. A lot of people don't know that it is very expensive to adopt. They make it very, very, very expensive. But we had the best lawyer. We had the best support group, like our church. But this verse is our family. It's tattooed on my arm, because we firmly believe that our family was not complete without him. And the Lord knew exactly. And I got that phone call on a Saturday, Kenzie, and Melissa asked me, and I said yes without even talking to Mike. I said,
She's like, he's mine. I don't know if he's
like, you in or you out? Like, we going. No, because we had prayed so faithfully for him, and we knew it was a boy. Like, we had prayed so much that, like, I didn't even have to ask Mike, because, like, the Lord, we were in such sync that, like, the Lord knew. And I was like, yes. And she's like, you don't want to talk to Mike? I'm like, no.
God said yes, so.
Like, it's a yes. And then I went upstairs, and I'm like, hey, I just said yes to a baby. We got to go get a stroller. And he's like, what?
I remember, like, y'all, it was, y'all wanted to, like, y'all were like, can we take him home now?
Yeah.
And it was like, they, like, had just gotten him.
Yeah.
But it was, I remember, like, when we were told about y'all,
Y'all stalked us, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just stalked. We're like, okay, he's a pastor at Marcus Pointe. We're like stalking, and we see all these people we have in common. We're just like, how in the world do we not already know these people?
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy. And the way God moved in this is just beyond. Like, Rusty, him and my dad are cousins. Like,
Yeah, Riker's related to Melissa and Rusty.
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, kind of.
Well, yeah, not by blood, but
Not by blood,
yeah,
but
marriage,
Yeah.
But it's just like so crazy how things work. How like we're 10 minutes down the road from each other.
Yeah.
Like we've just been around each other without even knowing.
Yeah.
Like we've been in each other's lives without even knowing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Good
we had
God.
to stay at Melissa's house. Like, Mike and I traded spots. One night I would stay with Riker. The next night he would. Like, we traded because we couldn't have him at our house until we had our home study. So I spent the night at Melissa's house for like the first like couple weeks in her guest room with Riker, and Mike did. We would switch off, and then Mike would take him to work, and all the ladies upstairs would just give me the baby. Give me the baby. So there's pictures of him when he was so itty bitty with like all the ladies upstairs, because they all were like fighting over who gets to hold
Aw,
him all day.
precious.
It
From
just-
when he was born, the nurses were fighting over him.
Oh, yeah.
We had like people like coming and
trying to adopt him.
and
Nurses, some of the nurses from the hospital wanted
Yeah.
to adopt him. Like, his story had filtrated into like a pediatrician wanted to adopt him at some point.
oh
I'm like,
no, it was
he's
literally like,
taken.
the whole entire world wanted to take this kid.
God has spoken. I am the mother.
Yes, like, no, but it was crazy, like how someone went from losing everything in such a moment to where, like, and this is not common. Like, there are babies out there that need adoption, and if this is something that the Lord's putting on your heart, I highly encourage you to step into it, because it's the biggest blessing you'll ever have, alongside having your own children. But yeah, I mean, we got phone calls from people like, Melissa's like, you got to make sure that you do this because this person just called and asked. And I'm like, he is mine. Like, I will fight somebody. Like, you want to see the ghetto come out?
I remember you telling us that.
Yeah,
Like,
I will fight somebody.
yeah.
Like, you come after him, you will catch him hands, okay? But like, I just had to trust that the Lord, you know, he had it. And I remember like sitting on the bathtub one night, and Mike will tell you this, sobbing, uncontrollably sobbing. Like, what if he can't talk? Like, what if he can't, like, we don't know anything. And Mike looked at me with absolute clarity and faith and said, this is our son. The Lord called us into this. It does not matter. He's supposed to be with us, and whatever it is, we will do it.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And
So good.
For us, that was so relieving, because after Kyra had passed away and we were trying to figure out like what is going to happen with him, like it was such a stressful time. Like we were crying because we just lost our daughter and sister. We were like, we just didn't know what was going to happen. And I remember when we met y'all, it was just like peace. Like, it's just like, okay, God's got it. Like, from here, God's got it. And it'll go however his plan is in place to go.
That's good.
I just want to say, like, thank you to your family for not only loving him, but loving my children. Like, you don't have to love Addison and Kenzie, but y'all choose to. And I'm so thankful for that. And thank you for loving us and accepting us. And I'm just excited to see, like, how he grows up and what he does. And thankful that y'all are a part of that, a huge part of that.
We're thankful for y'all. Like, I don't think either one of us know how much each other plays such a big part. It's such a relief. And like, we're just so thankful that y'all have come in, because y'all came in y'all just didn't care. Like, y'all didn't care about what could happen or like who you were going to face, like in fights for this little boy or like his, how he would be later in life and maybe the medical issues or any of that. Like, y'all took him in and you took everything in. Like, you took us in, you took my sister's past in, you took him in, like just everything. And it was so cool. I don't even know how to like explain it, but it was just like, I don't even know. Like, and then when the boys got to meet, we set up like this celebration of life kind of thing for my sister. And the two boys got to meet, and it was just so cool because now they like, when Caden's in town, his mom's deployed in Colorado right now, or stationed in Colorado. And so they came down, and when they're together, like Caden's like dragging Riker.
Aww.
It's so sweet. Like, they don't know how incredible like of impacts they've had on people's lives. Yeah. And all you can do is give it to God. Yeah. And just praise him for what he's done.
That's really good.
And
It's good.
Thank you for sharing, because I know it's cool to like hear in depth more the story behind Riker, because I mean, I just know him as just the cutest little sweet little boy that gives the best hugs in church. But it's cool to hear the story and just how God, like, it's was all God and
all of
the story. And so I just thank you for
being a hot mess over here. Yeah, you're welcome, Megan.
It was your turn. I'm normally the hot mess.
I just want to see Mike's face. Like, I'm pretty sure that he
should get a little camera over there.
I know, right?
What his face
He just
was
had
like
his
during
face.
that. Yeah, he's had his back to
He hasn't
us.
looked at all.
Yeah, I wonder why. He was watching a Publix commercial over there or something. Because he cries at those.
I was wondering why you brought that up.
Because, like, them Publix commercials are so sad. And, like, we watch them at Christmas time. Like, it's like where the little boy goes to his neighbor's house because she has nobody for Christmas and invites her over. And, like, she comes over. It's the saddest. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Publix, do better.
Sob story.
Yeah. Do you want to do our Our last little
Oh,
segment.
yes. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, why do you keep looking at me?
Because I'm waiting for you to do your segment.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I was very in tune with this story.
Good one.
Okay, so we normally end with, it's called Moment at the Well. And just if you want to share maybe a moment in your life where the Lord just kind of met you where you're at, and just...
It could have been something you already shared, which I think you probably did.
So when my sister passed away, I was a sophomore. Yes, I was a sophomore. And I don't know, I kind of went through a thing, and I was like, during my sophomore year, I didn't really talk to anyone. I was like, this sounds like really like pick me, and I was just kind of lonely. Like, I don't know, I didn't really talk to anyone. So then my junior year, I became friends with such amazing people, like, and I started coming to Marcus Pointe, and from there, I just truly, like, I got into the Word, like, so much, and my faith grew, like, just so much, like, I don't even know how to explain it. And I truly believe, like, surrounding your people and having faithful friendships is the best you can do for yourself. Like, because you're just surrounded by someone who God has put in your life and who wants to be there to help you and guide you in the right direction. And, like, me and my best friend at the beginning of this year, we made a promise to each other that we would, like, read our Bible every single day. And even then, like, that has helped me so much. Like, I don't know, just being in the Word and just, like, giving it to God and living a life that He would want you to live is the best decision that you can make. So I believe just, I don't know, once I surrounded myself around those people, and then I started coming to church and I started learning more about God and what it means to be a Christian. And because I never really, when I got baptized in 2014, I don't know, I just knew it was something I should have done. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. And so I just did it, and I know that's terrible. But I recently got baptized by Mike, which was the most special thing ever. Like, God has worked incredible ways in our lives. And then the fact that the man who now has my nephew, like, was able to baptize me. It was just such a awesome experience. Like, it was just such, I don't know, I loved it. But I just have, my faith has grown tremendously. And I believe it's when you surround yourself around people who have the same morals as you and want the same thing in life and want to live a life that God wants you to live, I don't know, you just become a different person. Like, me and my best friend, we always make jokes, like, we're such a loser on a Saturday night. Like, the other Saturday night, we're, like, at our grandma's house, just talking to her grandma. I love it. Like, I'm not out, like, doing anything when I'm, sitting with Gammy. But I love it. Like, I don't know, just living for the Lord is just a different. And recently, I have just prayed for God to fill me with positivity, and because I struggle sometimes with being negative and letting things get to me really easily and letting things just stay on my heart. I've had such a long journey with forgiveness and such a just trying to grasp it and trying to understand it and get better at it. And recently I've prayed for God to just shine through me and for Him to fill me just with joy and positivity. And I feel like that's just worked so much in my life recently.
He does.
And I'm still getting better at it because I can still pop off with my parents and they want to like strangle me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. But yeah, surrounding yourself with people who want the same for you, I believe is such a good thing to do.
First of all, I just want to say, like, based on what you said, like, you're 18, and that's incredible that you already are at that point where you want to surround yourself with people who are uplifting you. And you said, like, I don't think it's a bad thing or makes you a loser that you're going to hang out with your grandma, because you're finding joy in things that are uplifting when other 18-year-olds are out partying and doing all and making bad life choices, and you are, instead of going to hang out and then getting like loved on by a grandma. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I want you to know, like, that's like you're going in a right direction and you're choosing a life that is, I think all of us at some point struggle with anger, and we look for fulfillment in the wrong things, worldly things. And none of those things are ever going to give us true joy. They won't last. And so I be proud of that. Be proud that you're hanging out with grandma and making because that's going to be more impactful. And so you're not a loser. I'm proud of you for saying that.
Thank you.
And it's very important. Like, you're at an age where it's you're going to start making very important decisions that will impact the rest of your life. And I remember whenever I was 18, and I'm a different person than I was at 18. And I'm proud of you. Like, you're making those choices to surround yourself with people who are going to iron sharpens iron, and that you're going to and you're making that intentional decision. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I also want to touch on my freshman year in high school. I always kind of struggled with like going to parties. Like, that's what in high school, the thing is, like, you go to parties, you go to these after like homecoming things, and I never did because my mom was like, you're gonna be at home by 10 o'clock. And I was like, why? But thankfully, like, I don't know, like, that's just not who I am. And I've just figured that out, and I'm so grateful to be where I am and to already have kind of how I want to live and how I want to be as a person. And I was going to touch on something. I don't remember now.
I think a lot of times, too, when you grow up with somebody that's struggling with addiction, they teach you hard lessons, and you learn through them. And, of course, there's a lot of trauma and there's a lot of emotions that come with that. But when you have someone that you're watching their life unravel in front of your eyes, you see the consequences and you see what can happen. And I think the Lord used Kyra to protect you in a lot of ways. You saw a lot of things that can happen when you make decisions. And unfortunately, obviously, she made decisions, but it taught you make a decision, B consequence comes, and it protected you from making those because you saw the life unravel
Absolutely
in front of your own eyes. So I think not only did God use Kyra in so many different ways to impact so many lives, but he definitely used it to impact you.
Absolutely. And that's actually what I was going to touch on.
Yeah.
So I believe I saw so many things. Just, you're like, what in the world is happening right now? Like, I'm like 7 years old and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I don't understand any of this. Like, but then I was like not exposed, but like I learned things that I shouldn't have, that a normal child wouldn't have learned because they wouldn't normally have gone through like things like that. I always looked at it as like, I don't want to be like that. And I believe, as much as I wish she could have turned around and made a better life for herself, and it taught me so many things, because I believe when you have someone that is an addict, like if you even have like a parent or even my dad, like his home life was just absolutely crazy, but he just had to like choose what he wanted to do. And I believe like you can either use it as like a crutch, like, oh, but this is what I went through, so
I'm gonna just do it. Yeah,
exactly, it makes it acceptable.
Right.
Or you can use it as like, wait, but I want to make a better life for myself,
Right.
and I don't want to be like that, and I want to do better. And that's kind of how I've always been. And I would tell someone that's going through the same thing or something similar to use it as to repel from the worldly things, because in the end, you're not going to get fulfillment.
That's right.
It's quick gratification.
Right.
And it's just like, you're not going to get the fulfillment forever. And that's even like with addiction.
yeah, it's temporary.
Like, it's just such temporary thing. Like, God's love isn't temporary. It's forever. So you could go for temporary things, or you could go to someone who's going to love you forever, no matter what, and always be there. And I believe that's kind of what I try to do. And I try to, even now, I still like try to make sure I just do the things I know I should be doing and not go down the wrong path. And that's what's kind of repelled me from a lot of things.
Wise words from such a
I
young,
know.
young tot.
I was sitting there like,
like-
what are the meat?
Yeah. Like I wish I had half the knowledge that you had. I mean, obviously our stories are different, and God used my story. But I'm proud of you,
Thank you.
and I love you.
I love you, and I'm so happy that I was able to come on.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
coming on. I'm going to close this out. Thank y'all for joining us. If you have someone in your family that's struggling with addiction and you need help, please reach out to us. We have resources that we can provide. If you need us to be praying for someone, or if you are the person that is struggling with addiction right now, please reach out. Kenzie would be happy to talk to you. I know.
Absolutely.
Megan and I both, we have counselors. We have people that we can point you to. We have a great program here at Marcus Pointe. If you've never heard of it, it's called The Most Excellent Way. It is for people who have struggled with addiction or are currently struggling with addiction. We can give you information about that program. But we just appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you back next Wednesday. Thanks so much for listening.
It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say, it's a brand new day. Hey. Take a good day, make it great, okay? Cause if you got some lemons, make some lemonade. Yeah, chase those clouds away. It's a brand new day. Hey. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Okay. My whole life got them hand-me-downs, but what that meant was I had my family round. And sometimes I can't help but frown. Then I remember what I meant for. It's so simple, I just say, gotta just celebrate. It's gonna be A-okay. Life's too short to waste away. One step at a time's all it takes, okay. It's a brand new day.